WRAL News, this is Chris Loving here in the WRAL Live Center as I'm showing you a little bit more information regarding what we know about excuse me, the envoy from the Trump administration headed to Russia right now. We know that he is headed there, Steve Witkoff, to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin. And this is to try to come to some sort of possible ceasefire or just end of deal regarding the war between Russia and Ukraine. And this is happening after Ukraine leadership reported the deaths of 3 people killed when a Russian drone hit an apartment building. And you may recall just the other day that we're talking about, I believe it was 12 people that were killed during another attack that happened in Kyiv. So to have that happen, plus after President Trump taking to Truth Social, telling the president of Russia, quote, Vladimir, stop. I mean, it's clearly things are escalating here. And so having this envoy go to Russia, the hope is to try to come to some sort of end of this conflict, but that doesn't seem to be happening.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, we have just learned that a senior Russian general was killed in a car blast this morning about 20 miles east of Moscow. This is a look at the car that Russian general was in. It was a Volkswagen Golf. CNN is reporting Yaroslav Moskalik was the deputy head of the main operations directorate for Russia's military. This is now a criminal investigation. Nobody has claimed responsibility for this yet, but Russian state news agencies are reporting the device was homemade. It was a blast. There was a bomb filled with shrapnel, they said. U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, is actually in Russia today to meet with President Putin.
Tonight, President Trump addressing President Putin by his first name, writing, Vladimir, stop, after 12 were killed by a Russian onslaught on Ukraine's capital. A massive strike, and one missile may have been North Korean, Ukraine's President Zelensky says.
Скільки можна?
How much more, this Ukrainian woman pleads.
I didn't like last night. I wasn't happy with it. And we're in the midst of talking peace, and missiles were fired.
The images from Kyiv of families cowering in shelters, nothing like the peace deal the president still promises. Very bad timing, Trump wrote in his message to Putin, insisting today a deal is still close.
We're putting a lot of pressure on Russia. I think that they both want peace right now. They're ready to do something.
Though Trump wrongly calling Putin's failure to take more Ukrainian territory a concession.
Stopping the war, stopping taking the whole country, pretty big concession.
And just 24 hours earlier, his rift with President Zelensky magnified after the Ukrainian leader refused to accept the U.S. proposal to recognize Russia's annexation of Crimea, saying it's against Ukraine's constitution.
I thought it might be easier to deal with Zelensky. So far, it's been harder.
Zelensky cutting short a foreign trip, saying it's Russia that has refused an unconditional ceasefire. The Kremlin insisting tonight Putin stands for a peace that respects Russia's interests. On the streets of Moscow this week, this Russian woman telling NBC News there needs to be a truce, but this man urging Russia to keep fighting. And in Kyiv, this woman saying, we do not need peace at any price. Battle-hardened views making compromise harder.